And now, back to the Dr. A Show with your host, Dr. Will Aguila.
Welcome back to the show. My guest is TV personality and author Michael Alvear. His newest book is Not Tonight, Dear, I Feel Fat. We've been discussing how your perception of your own body image can affect your sex life. How do you know if this is a problem for you? What are the warning signs, Michael? What warning signs tell you that the body image is affecting your sex life?
You start using avoidance and postponing behavior, and your libido starts going down because you feel this sort of appearance anxiety is actually the term for it. And here are some of the things that you want to watch out for. That you insist on turning the lights off during sex so that your partner can't see your body. Or you're only getting in certain positions that prevent your partner from looking at or touching certain parts of your body. You know, I think every woman has that DEFCON 5 moment when her partner touches, you know, her belly or her thighs, and she's thinking, "Oh my God, he's touching it." You know, that kind of freak out is a sign. And and also, as I said before, putting conditions on sex, that you got to have cover-up clothing, limiting your positions. And also, when you look at things like when your partner says he loves your body, but you know he secretly wishes he were having sex with somebody else. You know, and you find yourself fighting with your partner about the frequency and the kind of sex that you're having because you have limited what you will do in bed because of your appearance anxiety.
And is it common to be in denial? I mean, not even know you're doing this?
I think so. Because I think that especially when women bring it up to their partners in an indirect way about them feeling not, you know, you don't feel good about your body, and your partner's saying, "What are you talking about? You have a beautiful body." So I think women know consciously that doesn't seem to be a real winning strategy to admit that, you know, because it seems unreal because their partners don't believe it. And by the way, the reason women don't believe their partners when their partners say, "I love your body," is because they cannot accurately perceive themselves, and therefore they think their partner is lying.
They're putting this big wall in the way. When is it shame for your body versus lack of interest that's affecting your desire? How do we know the difference?
Well, you know, that's a great question. That's a really great question. I think that if you have started putting conditions on sex, and I think one of the things that happens is that your subconscious, as a defense mechanism, lowers your libido. And so, you know, is it a low libido, or is it shame, or is it related? I think it's related.
Yeah, but sometimes it could be just lack of interest because you no longer love this person, or maybe the relationship is no longer what it used to be. So I guess the question is, what came first, the chicken or the egg, or it may be other reasons why you don't love this person the way you used to. The person doesn't turn you on the way they used to.
Yeah, there's lots of reasons not to have sex with somebody, and that would be one of them.
But I mean, I understand, but then how would you know if that's the case, or versus it's your body image versus you feel, you know, that person's no longer something you're attracted to? I mean, that's a little different. Those are two very different things. I think sexually self-conscious women understand because they're so in their heads about it. You know, typically every session is a three-way. It's them, their partner, and their thoughts. You know, and I think surely if they find interest in someone else, it's probably a good suggestion that if they're finding interest in someone else, that, you know, maybe the relationship isn't, you know, as it used to be for them, and it's not necessarily their body, right? Their body image.
Right.
What are some of the things that you can do when a friend, a date, or your partner criticizes your looks? Because I'm sure that this is a big issue.
Yes, you can cut them. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
You should not
Do not fight fire with fire. You fight fire with water.
Okay,
and
that's good.
The best way of doing that is to simply say to somebody, I appreciate that gift, but I can't accept it. And put them so that nothing can be said after that. But, you bring up a really great point, because I think a lot of women are emotionally scarred by the cruelty that they've been shown by men. I mean, it's stunning. In my book, I show some of the insults that women have had to endure. But I think that is something that, it's hard to take, but it's better for you to move on from it.
Yeah, don't let that define you. Don't let that internalize to the point where it defines you, right? And just throw it right back. The sooner you throw it right back, the better, right?
Yeah, and it's also important to realize that when somebody insults you, it is not about you. It is about them. It's their desire to control you, right? I mean, I can control it. If I insult you, it's because I want to get a reaction from you. It's not about you. It's about me. It's me feeling so bad about myself, and I want to make other people feel bad.
Got it. That's a good point. Very good point. Something to keep in mind. Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you here is withholding sex for whatever reason, be it that your body image is not what you think it is, or you perceive it in a different way. But what does that actually do to the male partner? What does lack of sex do to the male partner?
I think it does a lot of tire damage. In the sense that men experience love through sex. I've always believed that the differences in sex in the genders is this: women are, how can I say this? Like, sex is an expression of love for women, and for men, love is an expression of sex. So how we feel wanted, desired, masculine is when we're having sex. I mean, it's not the end game for us. It's not the destination. Sex is the journey for us. That is how we know we are men. And so
if you withhold that, then you feel rejected, you feel hurt, you feel demeaned, if that's such a word. But those are some of the things you can feel.
Yes. And then what happens is that men become very defended and very angry, and it comes out in other ways that make their partners feel angry at them. And then you have this vicious circle.
Right, and that starts.
And it's yeah.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Well, what I was going to say is that, I've always believed that you have the right to say no to sex, but you also have the obligation to try. And it's within that conflict that you have to figure out a better way. And I can tell you this for a fact. The best way to reject somebody sexually, because you're not in the mood for whatever reason, is to make sure that you are affectionate when you do it. Because one of the things that men get through sex is the satisfaction of skin hunger. So if you can at least touch and kiss your partner when you postpone sex, and by the way, never reject, always postpone, because a postponement is a lot easier to take than a rejection.
That's a good point. Clarify this myth for me. Is it true that women can live without sex?
Well, so can men. Not easily, but yes. But unfortunately, sexually self-conscious women often turn into sexual camels, where they go long distances without sex. And that's one of the things that I really want to make a contribution to stop that, because there is the danger that women have who have bedroom body shame is that they start going on an if-then sex diet, right? And this is how it goes. If I lose 10 pounds, I'll make love.
if I lose more weight, I'll have sex. Well, that is a really cruel thing to say to yourself, because in no other area of your life would you say to somebody, I can't hug you until I lose 10 pounds. Sex is not the reward for losing weight. It's the reward for being human.
That's a very good point. Well, Michael, thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, thank you, Dr. A, for giving me a platform to talk about these issues.
And again, the book is called Not Tonight, Dear, I Feel Fat. You can find it at any major bookstores and on Amazon. Michael, thanks again.
Thanks, Dr. A.
Next up, we'll hear from George Estridge on his intensely moving memoir, The Shape of the Eye. Stay with us as the Dr. A Show continues.